Hello everyone, let's discuss Angular architecture. So Angular architecture follows the component based architecture. The main building blocks are components, modules, services, dependency injection, directives, data binding, routing, lifecycle hooks, forms, pipes, HTTP client, Angular CLI, change detection, testbed, RxJS. So these all covers the Angular architecture. So in this video, we will discuss only a brief, and rest of the explanation we will discuss one by one in the upcoming videos. So firstly, coming to components. Components control the view and behavior of a part of the user interface. And modules are the containers that groups components, directives, pipes and services. So what are services? Services are used to write business logic and share data between the components. And what is dependency injection? It is the Angular's built-in mechanism to provide services or objects to the components and other services. Now coming to directives. Directives are the instructions in the DOM that add behavior to the elements. Basically, there are structured directives that modify the DOM structure. Example, ngIf, ngFor. And another one is attribute directive that changes the appearance or behavior of an element. Example, ngClass. Coming to data binding. Data binding synchronizes the data between the model and the view. And types are interpolation, property binding, event binding and two-way binding. Okay. Now coming to routing. What it is? Routing manages the navigation between different views or pages in a single page application. Example, clicking a link to load the about page without reloading the entire app. Okay. Now coming to lifecycle hooks. These are the methods that provide insight into the component lifecycle. Example, component creation, updation, destruction. Okay. Now coming to forms. Forms are used for collecting and validating user input. Types are template driven forms and another one is reactive forms. Template driven forms uses directives like ngModel and reactive forms uses form group and form control. Coming to pipes. Pipes transform the data in the template. Example, format dates, numbers. This is the example of pipe. Okay, for formatting the today's date. Now coming to HTTP client, it simplifies the communication with the backend services using HTTP. Example, fetching data from a REST API. Coming to Angular CLI, it is a command line interface to maintain the Angular applications, like running the commands ngnew, ngserve and nggenerate. And coming to change detection, it automatically updates the DOM when the application state changes. So whenever we update the view, the other form fields gets updated automatically. So this is the example of change detection. Another one is testbed. It is a testing environment to write unit test for components, directives and services. Another is RxJS. It is a library for reactive programming using observables and it's used for handling asynchronous tasks like HTTP requests or event streams. So this is the overview of Angular architecture and we will discuss all these one by one in the upcoming videos.